The ending of Severance Season 2, Episode 6, takes Mark on a shocking and emotional journey, leaving us with major questions about his fate. As Lumon's secrets unravel, Mark finds himself caught between his Innie and Outie lives in a way that could change everything. In the final moments, Mark makes a critical discovery, one that could expose the company's true intentions. But just as he begins to piece everything together, a sudden twist puts him in grave danger. Is he being silenced by Lumon? Has he found a way to break free? Join us as we break down the ending, its hidden clues, and what it means for Mark's future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Severance theories and breakdowns. Mark faces a horrible fate at the end of Severance Season 2, Episode 6. Following several surprising twists and turns in the show's new storylines, Severance has dethroned Ted Lasso to become Apple TV Plus's most-watched show. Given how Severance improves with each episode and manages to keep its tale accessible despite being driven by multiple complicated ideas, it's no surprise that it's accomplished this accomplishment. Even in Season 2, Severance has left viewers with interesting questions after each episode, leading them to ask for more. Severance Season 2, Episode 6 has a comparable impact on viewers because it ends with a major cliffhanger that leaves Mark's fate undetermined. The episode depicts how, after much deliberation, Mark ultimately agrees to take a dramatic move that will accelerate his reintegration while also putting his life in danger. Moments later, Mark collapses and begins convulsing, making it difficult not to wonder if he will be okay in future episodes of the Apple TV Plus sci-fi show. Why does Mark collapse at the end of Severance Season 2, Episode 6? Mark seems to have a seizure. Rigabi and Mark think that flooding Mark's chip with a mysterious liquid may speed up the reintegration process. Despite knowing the risks to Mark's health, she urges him to agree to the chip flooding. Mark, too, finally agrees to do it and has weird symptoms. Initially, a weird taste appears on his tongue, indicating that he is likely to have a seizure. Moments later, a sudden burst of electrical activity in his brain causes him to lose motor control, stopping him from reaching for a drink of water. Before Mark can respond, he falls to the ground. Although the show does not tell what happened to him, he is almost definitely alive but unconscious. While unconscious, it appears that he will have more visceral visions of his existence as an Innie, given that the increased electrical activity in his brain will allow him to access buried or suppressed memories. While only time will tell how the new level of integration affects Mark's Innie, his Outie will most certainly be armed with a wealth of information about Lumon and his Innie's existence before he awakens. Why Mark agreed to have his chip flooded after meeting Helena. Helena's unusual behavior convinces him that something is amiss at Lumon. In Severance Season 2, Episode 6, Mark and Helena engage in awkwardly flirtatious banter when they meet at a diner. Although Mark wonders why the Egan family member is attempting to strike up a discussion with him, Helena insists that she is only interested in him since he works for Lumon. When Helena asks Gemma about his late wife, she refers to her as Hannah. Mark appears to realize right away that Helena knows more about Gemma than he does and is merely pretending not to know her at all. With this, he realizes that he must discover the truth about Lumon's actions against Gemma before it is too late. Recognizing the importance of his reintegration quest, he returns home and instructs Rigabi to flood his chip. He thinks that flooding the chip will speed up the process and eventually allow him to connect with the version of his wife that exists within Lumon. Time gaps and crossovers in Mark's memory explained. Mark is experiencing the effects of living in two different timelines. The Innies and Outies share the same tangible universe. However, because each person's perspective of time is distinct, Mark's Innie and Outie experience time in different ways. As a result, the greater the overlap between the two personas following reintegration, the more Mark will experience cognitive dissonance and psychological fragmentation. He is already recognizing minor parallels between his two lives, as well as unusual time gaps, indicating that his sense of self is breaking down. Before the reconnection, his Innie and Outie retained their distinct personalities. When the overlap is complete, Mark will perceive a conflicting sense of duality in practically everything he already knows about himself. Although some aspects of their identities were similar, they were independent entities with their own desires, personalities, and motivations. While the Outie struggled to absorb his wife's death, the Innie was generally upbeat, relishing the early stages of his romance with Helly. However, once the overlap is complete, Mark will discover a contrasting sense of duality in practically everything he has learnt about himself thus far. As Rigabi assures him in Season 2, Episode 6, he will take some time to realize the dual times and memories he has lived with. Milchick's fellowship graduation threat to Miss Huang is explained. Milchick's warning to Huang confirms what she does at Lumon. Thank you for watching.